Hello, welcome to Avoid TV. Thank you for stopping by my channel to watch my videos. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my wonderful videos. But if you've been coming to my channel and you have never subscribed, please hit the subscribe button so that you'll be part of the Avoid TV family. All you have to do is just sign in whilst you're on YouTube with your Gmail account info, and you click subscribe and you will be officially part of the Avoid TV family. Thank you so much for doing this. Today I wanted to give you a quick update. All right, there are so many updates, but this update is for the interview update. All right, so and this is based on several people who have gone for interview and the things that they had to deal with, so that those of you who are waiting to go for your interview, you will be better prepared. And if there's anything that you need to fix, you fix it now before you go for the interview. Okay, so I'm just going to go over some of the things. It's not in any chronological order, so that you will pick what you need to pick. All right. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is that, hey, if you are one of the lucky people who have been scheduled for interview, then congratulations, because now it is so hard to come by interview appointments due to all the delays and everything that's going on. So congratulations for getting an interview, and I hope that you will ace this interview. I'm rooting for you to ace this interview so that you can secure your visa, because there's a whole lot of visas available right now due to them not working for like 6 months. So they're not going to be able to use up all the 55,000 visas for the DV lottery applicants. So hopefully, if you are one of the lucky ones to get an interview, you'll knock this one. Okay. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is your DS260 as it relates to your interview. So far, the few people that I have interacted with who have gone for the interviews mentioned that the questions were really from the DS260. So the dates that are in there, you need to make sure they match up with your school certificate. So they're going to ask questions from your DS260, like remember the last places that you've lived since you were 16, at the age of 16. Okay, I hope that the things that you put in there are truthful things, because remember, if you put in things that are truthful, even if you don't remember the date, it's easy for them to come out when you're asked. Okay, but if you make up some stuff, if you lie and put up some information, then when you go for the interview, then when they ask you the question, now you're thinking about it and you're searching your mind to find it. So if you're being honest, you don't need a good memory. You may not remember the date, but you will remember the incident. Okay, so make sure that anything that you put on the DS260, you can remember it when you're asked at the interview. Make sure your dates match up. If your school certificate says that you graduated this whatever year, and then on your DS260 you put another year, that's going to be a problem. So that's why I entreat you guys to make sure that you are as accurate as possible. When you're filling your DS260, if you have your school certificate, pull it out, bring it out, bring your school certificate. Let's say this is your school certificate. When you're filling your DS260, have it there and look at it so that you can put in there. Don't just put things in there, because remember, if you have graduated from high school like long time ago, it's difficult to even remember the date. I don't even remember mine. I get confused about the month of when I graduated. And I remember one time, the date that I thought was my graduation, that day was a Saturday. Okay. So take your certificate and make sure that the information that you put on the DS260, they match up. Okay. If there's an issue with your year of birth, be ready with an answer. Okay. Be ready with an honest answer. I remember when I was in high school, a teacher will come around and then ask, using like a date, your year of birth, a roster. So when they come around, they say like, oh, 1984. Then people will raise up your hand. If you were born in 1984, you raise up your hand. 1985, people will raise up their hand. 1986, 87. I think the youngest person in my group was 88. And then they'll say that. So after the teacher has done the roster, he was like, wait, but the class, this is not the entire class size. I'm missing some people. And we only realized that some people were outside of the year ranges that he mentioned, he called. So it got to a point that some people were really shy about their age. So they tend to reduce it so that they will not be made fun of or people will not laugh at them. But many people didn't even know that that information was going on any official records. So if you go for the interview and they ask you why is your year of birth is your date of birth on your school certificate, especially your year of birth is different from your actual birth certificate. If this was the situation, you let them know. In school, when they came around to ask for date of birth, they just did it in front of the entire class, and I was one of the oldest, and so I was really shy, and people were laughing at the people who were older. So I just, put my hand down and joined the other group so that I wouldn't be made fun of. It's understandable because you're protecting yourself from being bullied or being made fun of. That is understandable. Don't make any lie that the school made a mistake. The school don't make mistakes. They don't know you. Whatever is on there, that's what they put there. Why would they put somebody who was born in 1995? Why would they put there that you were born in 1998? They wouldn't do that. Why? What would be the reason? Okay. And so the next thing that I will talk about is that when you go for the interview, there are basic questions that they ask, which I've done videos on. They ask about your education, they ask about your name, your job, what do you do, where do you plan to stay in the United States. Like those kind of things are just the normal questions that they ask. But depending on whoever the consular officer is, or looking at your DS-260, the consular officer may ask you, so how was your time in school? How was it like? How was your, what program did you study? I'm saying this because I'm from Ghana. In Ghana, secondary school, you have a program, like you have either you're a science student, a business student, or arts student, visual arts, vocational, home economics students, and all that. So if they ask you what was your program, what did you study and all that, remember that the CEO, they live in your country, so they are aware of the educational system. They are aware of the educational curriculum in your country. So if they ask you questions like that, don't answer them as if you're talking to an American living in the US who has no idea what you do in your country. No. Answer this question like this person knows what you're talking about, because they do. Okay, so be honest, like I said, and if they ask you more questions, just tell them what you know. Don't lie about anything. If you lie, you make things worse. Okay, and then one interesting that happened was that one person was asked to send the documents for like their school certificates to the embassy. The embassy emailed the person that sent us your school certificate prior to the person going for interview. So guys, if you are going for an interview soon, then you know that there's a likelihood, check your emails every day. Check your emails every day. There's a likelihood that the embassy will send you an email asking for your school certificates or all your documents. So please make sure that you have digital copies of your documents. You scan your school certificate, if it's WAEC or if it's the one from Kenya, KCSE. If you are the one from Uganda, UACE. Whatever the certificate is, have them, scan them. As you're preparing for your interview, scan all of these documents, so that the day of interview, you know that, oh, this is what I need, this is what I need, and then you print and bring the copies. Make sure when you're going, you bring 2 photocopies of the original document that you're bringing, okay? 2 photocopies. You bring all the original documents. If you have marriage certificate, divorce decree, you have adoption papers. If any of your children was adopted, you need to bring the adoption papers. You need to bring birth certificates, the original copy. Bring your police certificate, and of course your medical report. Whether it is either the hospital or the clinic, send it to the embassy straightforward, or you had to go and collect it and bring it to the interview. But please ask the medical facility first before you go for the interview that, hey, are you guys going to send it to them, or do I need to come and collect it myself and send it to the interview? And then you need to bring 2 passport size pictures per person. So if it's you, your spouse, and the children, then everybody needs to have 2, 2, 2. And then you write your full name at the back of the passport size pictures, and then with your date of birth. Okay, but those ones, all of these documents, you need to bring photocopies, of course, except the passport pictures. And then of course bring the passport of anybody who is going with you. Okay, one other important thing, and that will be the last thing that I'm going to add on here, is that if you intend to travel with your wife or your husband and your children, then please make sure that on the DS260 application you added a beneficiary. So when you fill yours, that is the principal applicant, DS260. But when you're done filling yours, you need to click to add a derivative or a beneficiary. Add a derivative or a beneficiary, whichever the word is. And then you fill that information for your spouse. And then you do the same thing for your children. If you don't do that and you go for the interview, you are going to run into troubles, because the moment you go for the interview, KCC cannot unlock your case. It will be the embassy. And sometimes the embassy is not willing to do that, because remember, the DS260 application asks for a lot of questions. So if you didn't do that and you go for the interview now, that's a lot of work, and the embassy doesn't want to do it. So guys, please, if you're going with your family, make sure that on the DS260 application, when you just log in to see your DS260 application, see if there's a second one or several ones for the people who are coming with you. Okay, make sure that they also have their own form showing there with your name showing there. If it's not there, please go ahead and do it before the interview. If you don't have it, please email KCC as soon as possible so that you can fill that out, because the moment you go for the interview, you are out of luck. That is not, they're not going to do it. They're not going to help you. And that might put you the risk of not getting your visa, okay? It doesn't matter whether you've done your medical exams. It doesn't matter whether you've done everything that you need to do. You send your paperwork, everything to KCC. Please make sure that you fill out for you complete one for your spouse, you complete one for your children, okay? All of each child, not just all of your children together as one, but you complete one for each child who is coming with you, okay? All right, so guys, this is where I wanted to end it today. But I will make some of my videos back in my local language tree so that you guys can understand it, all right? And then one last question, I keep saying one last, the last thing that I wanted to respond to was that somebody asked me about some of the questions on the DS260, and the person asked, question like, do you speak any other language other than your native language, and whether you say yes or no. Please guys, if you speak any other language, okay, it doesn't matter if English was the official language or French or Portuguese. If there's another language in your country that you speak, your mother tongue, then guys, you should say yes. Don't say no. When you speak, let's say in your country, like me, I speak Chi, okay? And English was the language that, that's an official language in Ghana. In school, we are taught in English. We transact business, official business in English. But on the application, when they ask you, do you speak any other language other than your native language? When they say native, my native language is Chi. I should say yes, and then put the language as English. If you say no, then now you might need a translator. So if English was not your mother tongue, if that is, you speak any other language, you learn English in school, please, then your native language, when they ask that question, you need to say yes. If you are somebody who speaks multiple languages, and in your country, your family, they speak another dialect that you speak, that will be your mother language or your mother tongue. Then English or French, the one that you studied in school, the one that is used for official business and stuff, will be you know, that will be the other language. Okay, like say you are a Nigerian and you speak Pidgin, even though Pidgin is a version of English, that when they ask you, like, do you speak any other language other than your native language, you should say yes, and that will be English. English will be the other. Your native language might be Pidgin. Your native language might be Chi, might be Ga, might be Kiswahili or Swahili, but that answer should be yes. And then the other language that they're talking about will be English. Okay, they are not assuming that English is your native language. So guys, this is the extra thing that I wanted to add. But thank you so much for sticking around and watching my videos. If you're interested in DV lottery process, please subscribe to my channel, join my Facebook groups, Greek Card Lottery Africa, Greek Card Lottery Ghana, Greek Card Lottery Winners. And then if you're interested in other immigration process, join Moving to America /Wofwai TV, okay? Please subscribe to my channel. I share a lot of videos, information about, you know, coming to America school, when you have to petition for your family members, those who will be doing follow to join, like the DV lottery. If your spouse is not coming with you right now and the spouse is going to do like follow to join later, you will want to know how you're going to do that process. Okay, but guys, thank you so much. I love you for the support that I've received on my channel. I'm now at 2,000 subscribers. Yes, all right, thank you so much for your support. Please keep subscribing, keep sharing with your family and friends. In the month of August, I'll be having a giveaway for the 1-year anniversary. All right, and I'm going to give some fans a gift for their loyalty to my channel, to my journey. Thank you so much, and I love you guys. I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.